At the outset, I would like to thank Vishwamitra Research Foundation and my friend Priyam for organizing this timely summit. And I welcome Honorable Minister Rane as the last
Thank
session
you for
of the day.
having me.
Honorable Minister, you will agree with me that Maharashtra is blessed with visionary leadership like Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, who almost 4 centuries back envisioned the importance of the coastal infrastructure, the security, maritime security and trade. And today, in the afternoon, we have heard the dynamic Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Mr. Devendra Fadnavis, talked about how he wants to develop infrastructure in Maharashtra to make it future ready and make it in a way complement to the India, Middle East, Europe corridor. So you, as a Minister of Ports, Fisheries, and as a Guardian Minister of Sindhudurga, as a leader from the Konkan region, have a big responsibility in this. How do you look at this big picture of Maharashtra's role in the India-Middle East corridor?
See, one is that you have to understand that in the big picture, Maharashtra has a very important role to play. Understanding the fact that we have a coastal line of 720 kilometers. And while we go across all the way from Mumbai to the head or the tail of Konkan, the potential lies in the capacity of this entire area to grow, the mindset of the people in order to, the strength of the manpower that this entire region from here to Konkan has, and how we can actually develop it by, using different technological aspects, and how we can, increase investment in the right way. So, we can ideally take it as a next step. I'm sure you must have heard what Honorable Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis has said in this afternoon. Just to take it ahead is, from the ports perspective, we are very clear is that we want to focus on employment generation, using technology in order to, increase the capacity, and also keeping green in mind. We want environment-friendly ports to come up. So there is no harm to environment, there is no resistance to it. And that's why, going into that angle, I feel Maharashtra and our coastal, the entire coastal line has tremendous capacity. The major aspect is confidence building among the people who want to invest in ports. We have around 48 ports, and in that 15 are operational ones. And right now, as a ports minister, I'm working very closely in terms of communicating with them, so we can understand what problems they are dealing with, how we can help them as a government, in where we can stand them in their difficult times, and ensure Maharashtra, leads the way in ports and revenue generation and other aspects also.
I will start with the ports. Maharashtra has 2 big ports, Mumbai Port and JNPT, and the third one, the mega port, is coming at Wadwan. The Chief Minister talked about how this port will be connected to the big highways, to the bullet train, to the airport. But as a port, what potential it has for the development of Maharashtra, how it will transform Maharashtra?
See, one aspect is, first you have to understand the entire structure. Is Maharashtra government, we are 26% of Wadwan Port. The rest has been handled by Government of India. And in that context, as rightly said by the Honorable Chief Minister, is we are focusing in order to set up a 4th Mumbai there. I don't know if you must have mentioned it during his speech. Is the entire idea is to create an infrastructure around the port, so we have all the facilities and infrastructure, and we can fulfill all needs of a developing, or rather a developed city. And that is why we have rail connectivity, highway connectivity, we have other infrastructure. One important aspect that we have to understand, we are also connecting, for example, we have a Samruddhi highway that you must have heard. It's a very major highway that connects to a lot of parts of Maharashtra. So through Wadwan Port, we have a connect that can take you to the northern Maharashtra, Nasik.
Yes.
So we are actually connecting to a different, entire different market through Palghar or Wadwan Port. Wadwan Port stays around the Konkan region, and through that Samruddhi highway connecting towards Nasik, we are actually connecting to another independent or a strong marketplace like Nasik or northern Maharashtra itself. So in that context, the entire the profitability, the entire the way to look at Wadwan also changes. In terms of employment factor, is we have around 1 crore of direct employment, around 10 to 12 or 15 lakhs of indirect employment. That is what we are anticipating. A lot of skill development courses that what we have planned already, and we are already having a lot of them. So if you look at all the aspects in terms of obviously growing business, bringing India to the world map in terms of how Wadwan, for example, Wadwan has 20-meter draft. Right now, only this Mundra in Gujarat has a 17-meter draft.
Yes.
So in that context, it will be the biggest draft that India would have right now, and that will bring us to the top 5 of in terms of the ports capacity in the world. So in every aspect, I feel Wadwan is going to be a game changer. It is going to change the way the world looks at us as India as a country, and definitely India will be getting closer to becoming a superpower, understanding the capacity of business that Wadwan can attract.
Definitely ports like Wadwan will boost international trade. But as India is also becoming a big manufacturing hub, and especially in the coastal areas, a lot of industries are going to be set up. I believe that it will increase the potential for all the smaller ports. You talked about there are 48 ports and 15 ports are in the active state. So what is the vision of Maharashtra government to make all these ports active, or to have public-private partnership, or to enhance the capacity of these already active ports?
Yeah, it's been almost 125 days that we have come to power in this government. And so our focus has been how we can increase the confidence building among the business community. Maharashtra is always been a very progressive state, a very investment friendly state. But in this context, with the kind of ports that we have, I have been talking to a lot of them like the Jindals and the Adanis and all these ports people who are around building them. So all we are saying is, as the Maharashtra government, we are here to help you with all the permissions and whatever the hurdles that you guys can face as fast as possible. We don't want you guys to think about in terms of how a government will be an added strength wherever you guys need, wherever we can support you guys. We want them to, bring the best in what they can in terms of, building a good infrastructure. Export is what we are looking at. There are a lot of other sectors like fisheries and everything that we also planning to, use these ports for. So keeping in that context, we are looking at different industries where we can encourage through these ports. First and foremost is to get these guys active, get these guys operational in the right way, and build a confidence with them. The state government, central and the state government is with them, and we are there in their difficult times in order to support them all the way.
So when we talk about getting investment for the ports, one factor dominates, that is ESG, like impact on environment, sustainability and governance. So we have a history in Maharashtra. Whenever there is any port or any mega project, many times there is opposition from the people or the political parties suggesting that this is going to impact environment adversely, or it is going to take out employment of people. So what your ministry is doing to communicate to the people and create confidence among the people that this port-led development is good for them?
Just 10 days back, I have visited Netherlands. I've gone to a few ports in Rotterdam and visited all of them, and me and my entire team and the people representing the ministry, we saw how closely the world is working towards going green, even if it's ports, basically. So, those are the things that the Honorable Chief Minister and the Prime Minister is encouraging us all the way. There are a lot of decisions that have been taken on the plainly basis of how green that we can go in terms of, how environmental friendly it can be. As rightly you said, there has been a certain resistance because, people are more worried about how it can have impact on the environment, especially if we are working on the Konkan region. So now that we are planning all these aspects, now that we are, talking to new people, so we are planning with keeping the environmental aspect in mind. That is why we went to we are going traveling to other countries, seeing what kind of expertise we can get from them, what kind of right advice that we can get from them, how we can have environmentally friendly ports, and where we can encourage the environment, encourage them by keeping the environment in mind.
In today's discussion, one point I felt it was a bit missing is the issue of security. And when we talk about ports, and then we come across all this narcotics trading and terrorism, and so as a minister, how do you look at the issue of coastal security at the regional level and at a global level, because we are talking about creating a corridor between like-minded and friendly countries?
When we started our journey, our Chief Minister and all of us were very clear in one aspect is two things we want to concentrate on. One is the development on ports and the other is coastal security. Keeping in mind our ports department is also connected to the home department of a state. So while we are planning things, we have been, talking to a lot of people who can help us with coastal security. We can, where they can introduce us to, new mechanisms where coastal security can be tightened with the aspects of, how terrorist attacks have been, like 2611, which has been, gone through the sea. So as the ministries of ports, we are also concentrating on that, so to ensure nothing like that happens again. We have drone security cover now. Maharashtra is the only state where we have 9 drones on our coast, where they are guarding our coast 24/7, where we can get information who is going in and out of the who's basically what's happening on our coastline. So keeping in that aspect, as the ports minister, we are very, and also obviously that you mentioned about narcotics and these other things. We have a different coastal police. We have coastal police stations. We have a separate IG, which is, a commissioner who is related to the coastal police guards also. So, all of us have been in touch with each other. The Central Home Ministry has always been very sensitive about all these aspects. Also, we are also keeping a close eye about who is working on our ports and all docks. We have ensured that all of them have their identity cards, identity checks are happening at the regularly. So all these small and bigger aspects have been done in a very close way to ensure coastal security is not compromised.
When we talk about India's trade with GCC countries and also to Israel and Europe, food is a big component in this trade, whether it is horticulture, whether it is agriculture or fisheries, and incidentally you are also Minister of Fisheries. So how do you think that the fishery part of the export of fish to the Gulf countries and to other countries in the IMEC corridor can be enhanced by creating better logistical facilities or the shorter clearance time in the port? How it can be done?
Yeah. And a good part is just last cabinet meeting, we have given fisheries and agricultural status. So that has enhanced our chances in order to increase our productivity in our fisheries department. Keeping that in mind, as you rightly said, something like we are concentrating more on export. But with while we are doing all these things, having right channels and right infrastructure for cold storage. See, the fresher the fish, the more the demand increases, no more the business increases. So we're keeping that in aspect. With all, we are creating infrastructure where, all the fish can be kept in a very fresh manner. The delivery time can be shortened. How we can, concentrate more on, getting better quality of fish. So all that kind of infrastructure related to that particular thing. And obviously using solar for all that. So all those aspects we are investing in, we are keeping in mind, we are talking to new people in order to get this expertise also.
Today, the Chief Minister talked about developing third Mumbai and fourth Mumbai, and especially making Maharashtra ready for the future industries or like from tomorrow's industries. In doing so, especially industries with electronics and EV and other areas, I believe that the entire coastal region and the port area, it will have a lot of special economic zone, and it will create a lot of economic opportunities. At the end of the day, we are talking about India-Middle East corridor, but that corridor should help people. And people of Maharashtra and especially in the coastal region have played an important role in building Mumbai over the past 200 years. So when you look at the next 20, 25 years, when a lot of changes are going to happen, how you think that these people will be benefit from the economic development and will not be left behind, and what is the plan for skilling? And
See, when you talk about building something like Mumbai or Mumbai as a city as a whole, we Mumbaikars always face traffic issues and all those aspects. Our Chief Minister and our government is very clear about developing our own waterways and water transport. That is something which will help us decongest our city, A, and also help us to build a better infrastructure in terms of the way our city is looked at. For example, right now I was in Rotterdam. We went to study certain infrastructure that they have built for water taxis. The same thing, we are in talks with Kochi Water Metro, where they have developed an excellent network of water metros within the city limits of Kochi. The same way we are trying to do it in the MMR region of Mumbai, where we have shortlisted around 8 routes on the MMR region, and where we are going to build up a water taxi network where people can travel from one area to another, which will also decongest our roads, the whole entire burden on our trains and all those aspects. So that is something that we are focusing on. Also in terms of increasing opportunities on the sea line is what we are doing in MMR. The same thing we are going in terms of the longer routes. We are in talks with big vessels like the M2M jetties, the RoPax and the Ro-Ros and everything, where we put our cars inside, we go from one area to another. So there is a few routes that we are developing where we can go from Mandwa to Malwan, to the coast of Sindhudurg, in around 4.5 to 5 hours, basically. There are other routes also that we are developing where we can go to Majgaon to Ratnagiri. There are other few routes that we are concentrating like that. So we are looking to expand in terms of getting increase our infrastructure to road through waterways and water transport within the city limits. So that will obviously increase economic opportunities. Obviously, the infrastructure gets better, but that will also increase the way people move around. The whole time of getting from one place to another decreases. That will also help them in order to grow fast economically also.
Thank you. As we are coming close to this session, I would like to emphasize this point which was suggested by Priyam, that this whole idea of IMEC corridor was formally presented in G20 summit in September 2023. But the idea is as old as 4,000 years. And since last 2,000 years, I think the Jewish people have settled on the coast of Konkan. We have the rulers in Konkan who came from Abyssinia or Ethiopia, like Habshis or Siddhi, what we call it. So there are people-to-people interaction is going on for ages. So as we are talking about India, Middle East, Europe corridor, the idea is also how to get the people of these countries closer together. And I think tourism is also the subject which is very close to your heart. So how do you believe that this IMEC project will also bring tourists to Maharashtra and it will create like more sustainable kind of this project?
I think the most attractive thing what Middle East has done through the years recently is how they have boosted tourism in the right way. Today we have people from all around the world looking at the Middle East in terms of how well they have connected everything and how well they have developed in the field of tourism. I think that is something we all have to learn from it, and we have to get inspired and understand how we can replicate a few things of those in our country, in our state of Maharashtra. As you know, I come from a tourism district myself. So, the way Middle East and all the countries in the Middle East have developed in terms keeping tourism in their mind, I think that is something which, as to can be inspired by, and, we can get certain, common like-minded points where those 10 can be plugged in, and employment opportunities also can be created through that. I think that is something with India, Middle East and Europe can get connected in the right way.
Thank you, Minister, for giving us this time. As we are concluding this day's session, and I don't want to keep people waiting because they are there for the whole of the day. So thank you very much, Priyam, once again. Thank you very much, VRF Bharat, for organizing this program. And I believe that we can build a sustainable partnership henceforth. Thank you.
Thank you again, and thank you, Priyam, for having me, and thank you all of you. Thank you.